Agree. Hey, Nitin. Good evening. So, guys, that good evening to everyone and to my audience as well. So, this side is Rakesh. I have my panelist Purushottam and then the Anil Kumar and then the Nitin Bansal. So, all are from the architect background and then the senior to the architect as well. So, today we'll discuss that if that there is a three steps in the IT industry. Okay, as per my understanding, the first is that zeroth level where that one freshers or fresh to the 5 years guys who's getting that job inside the organization in that industry. All right. Second is that once you are into that, then you are moving to the next level like that architect, technical architect, or the technical project management, or the technical test lead, technical test architect. Then the third is that the C level, while you are into that architect or the senior architect, and then you are moving to the CXO level where you are moving to the C level. Okay, so this is basically the three categories we defined as that in the IT industries as a basic. So here we'll discuss mostly that that the stage 2 and then the stage 3. So most of the time when you are into the stage 1 itself, you don't have idea that how to move into the third stage or the second stage. So here we will guide you. Basically, that guided path will define that how to become a architect. So there is no any fundamental rules. There is no any that the books, or there is no curriculum that how to become architect. But there is some practices involved into that as a arc level. So that we will define here. That will help to move your one steps to the next. So, Nitin, we'll start from you. Could you please give that the quicker introduction? Nitin, are you there?
He's on mute.
Nitin, you are on mute. Okay, so meanwhile,
Okay, so meanwhile, yeah, Rakesh. So I'm basically interested in myself, Nitin Bansal, and I'm based out of Pune. I have around 22 years of experience. I did my engineering from REC Jaipur in the year 1998, and at present I'm more of a marketing and networking guy, and I'm interested in seeing how this particular initiative is evolving. So that is my interest in joining the call.
thanks, Nitin.
Thanks, Nitin. So
Now we have that Anil. Let's
now we have that. Okay, Anil, let's okay.
So Anil, could you please just give a
So Anil, could you please just give a
Hi all, myself Anil. I have around 14 years of experience in IT background and working as a automation architect. Where I'll be involved in multiple technologies, both on the Microsoft side as well as open source technologies. So I have a wide experience around in the designing part, and I'll see if somebody can, and if needs help, probably I can guide them, or I can mentor them if needed. Yes.
yeah, thanks.
So rightly Nitin said he might, yeah.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So Nitin said right. Okay, he's into marketing and networking side. So he just wanted to learn about the based on the curiosity, like okay, how to evolve into this path and how to arrive to a particular designing uh, designing path, basically the tech arc path. So definitely, as we go along, probably we'll discuss more about it.
Yeah, really. And the
Over to you.
yeah, second is that the one keynotes here I have to give it to my audience that our agenda is we also help the startups from this architect group that who are need to or interested to help them that to designing their that solutioning and all. Yeah, so let's move to that Purushottam, please.
So hi, this is Purushottam from. Actually, I'm working in UI right now as a project manager. So it's basically a techno-functional role which I am right now leading. and I'm working with a client called Bhubaneswar Smart
Bhubaneswar
City,
Smart City,
which has
Oh,
multiple IT
what
interventions.
do what do you do in the UI? Do you work on the UX also?
EY, not
not
UI.
UI.
It's
It's
Ernst and Young.
Austin Young.
Company
The
that is
company
Ernst and
that is
Young.
Ernst and Young.
No, I'm asking, do you work on UX also? User
No,
interface,
not
Not
exactly.
usability.
I'm
exactly.
working as
I'm
a
working as
project
a
manager,
project
so I'm
manager. So I'm
managing
managing
projects with
projects with
various projects
various
in EY.
projects in EY.
Okay.
So EY
All
is,
right.
EY is one of
UI
the
is one of the
components
components
which the
which
project
the
has.
project has.
Okay.
I think
everyone is getting
everyone
the
is
double
getting the
sound,
double
I believe.
sound, I believe.
Yeah. So let's have a okay, Tikaram, that okay, the only
No,
the
I'm not getting double
It is
sound.
let's have the only the
Let's have the only the
speaks, and then the other mute.
and then the other.
Nitin. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me. So the question. Okay, let's have a question from to the Anil. The Anil, when that okay you recruit that okay arc test. I mean the test architect. So normally there is a plenty of that okay, information is available in the market. But when you recruit to your team, the what specialties you are thinking that okay the particular candidate must have. Yes, Anil.
Okay. Thanks. This is a very good question, actually, Rakesh. Nowadays, if you look into that, the paradigm of recruitment, basically, the technology paradigm has shifted a lot. And when the recruitment happens in terms of particular skill set, definitely there are certain challenges around it, but despite of these challenges we have to look into the particular person's certain things, like in terms of technology. These are like, okay, we'll first thing we'll see the what all technology she had worked on, and how when it comes to basically, like, okay, when it comes to the recruitment part, then probably we'll look into that, okay, how conceptually the guy is, okay, whether he is like good in, let's say, we are not bonded with any language basically. So if you see that nowadays, that's what I started with, right? The technology paradigm is shifting a lot. So if you have a language constraint, then definitely you cannot judge a person. So we are not going by the language, we are going by the concepts guy his or her has learned. Okay, the way they had answered a particular question. So I'll give you certain examples, like, okay, if I'll ask them, what do you understand by AI? Okay, it's a very simple questions. Okay, but the it's basically, the question is very simple, but the answer may be very varied depending on the person who had worked on AI. Okay, their answers might vary depending on the technology, but when it comes to conceptualization, concept is same. Okay, the inline concept will of any technology will be the same in AI prospects, I'm asking. So basically we'll look for that. Okay, what is the core things the person has carried with him. Okay, so these are the main thing which we'll look upon.
Yeah.
Okay,
So the
so
one
will not
question.
be tech if we are tech. Yeah,
Yeah, Anil,
yeah,
one
go ahead.
question. So basically, that okay, when I'm saying that okay, a candidate is preparing for the arc level, or okay, they are thinking for the arc level. Obviously, they are carried out that 8 to 10 years of experience. All right. So, do you think that,
Yep.
that okay, after the 8 or 10 years of experience, or have you encountered any time that situation that okay, that candidate doesn't have that okay, the basic understanding about that okay, the testing or basic understanding about the some tools?
Not about the tools, but yeah, definitely the basic understanding of the concept should be there. Like, let's say I'll talk about, okay, now broadly about, let's say, the OOPS concept, right? The OOPS concept will remain same in Java, remain same in C Sharp or .NET technology, or remain same in Python, or it will remain same in other languages. Okay,
True.
so we'll see that, okay, the concept wise, how is very much matured or not. We will look upon his the level of maturity in terms of concepts, not in terms of the language. Okay, we are not biased of the language. That is what I mean to say. because when it comes to designing part, right? Okay, today you are working on Java, okay, but gradually the project demands to work on .NET. So if your concept is not clear, if you are not conceptually very sound, definitely the problem will happen. Since the problem what will happen is, you'll not able to arrive to the basic solutions or the basic structure of the design itself. But if you are conceptually very strong, definitely you can able to arrive to particular solution. So that is what I mean to say.
Yeah. So here that okay, I'll okay, from the okay, my perspective, I'll define that okay, what is the mean by the Anil. So the guys, if you are thinking, let's assume that okay, you are from that okay, any technology background, whether it's a Java, whether it's a .NET, PHP, or that okay, the mean stacks, whatever. All right. So that okay, that the high level. See, you have to break down the okay, your system in such a way that there is, so as an arc level, when I am doing that okay, architecture of that any solution or designing any solution, I don't bother about the language, whether it's a Java, .NET, anything. It could be anything. It will fit, your solution should be fit to the any programming language. So your designing is that okay, the core part of that okay, any language. So here let's have that okay, the three building block of that architecture. So the first is that okay, your high level logical architecture, so where you say that the normally that okay, where you say that yes, so this is my this is my UI, then this is my basically that okay, the middle layer like the okay, web services, then that okay, I have that okay, my backend, then my backend is connected with that okay, multiple other system, right? So multiple other systems, it could be that okay, your ERP system, it could be like okay, anything that okay, your in-house either that okay, cloud or that okay, in premises any systems, right? So first you have to define that, then the further to more you have to break down that okay, each and every component to the little more, so something like that okay, UI. So now what kind of the okay, UI component you have? So okay, so I have that okay, UI layer where I have 10 modules. Okay, so module is the user profile, module is the dashboard, module is that okay, my I mean that okay, the registration, login, authentication, one part, right? Then that okay, then the second is that okay, modules like okay, social media communications, modules like that okay, some sort of analytics part, right? So just you have to, again that is again so the next level is your building block again. So I have that okay, the presentation layer, then I have that okay, my business functionality like registration and so on so on, then that okay, I have to say that yes, my system will communicate with the backend. Okay, so now that what are the wrapper for that, right? So wrapper may be that okay, you have some sort of the security, then you have some sort of the globalization, you have some sort of the CI/CD tools, whatever, right? So in this, have you seen that like, anywhere is a Java, anywhere is your .NET? Nothing. So that okay, Anil was saying that okay, if you know that okay, the basic concept of that okay, designing or the system architecture, you are not bothered about that okay, any programming language. So yesterday, I was going to the one of that okay, the I mean that okay, well-known the CTO. He just okay, quoted that as a solution architect. Okay, I'm not bothered
Rakesh, are you
about.
there?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I'm here. Am I audible?
Yes, Rakesh, you
Yeah,
are.
sorry. So what they quoted that okay, as a solution architect, when I hired a guy as a solution architect, I don't bother about whether you have a Java, whether you are a .NET, whether you have ABC technology. If you have the concept, you know that okay, how to design that okay, system. If you know that okay, what are the wrapper is required, what kind of the design pattern will fit where, okay, I'm okay with that, right? So that's the actual meaning of I mean that okay, that Anil about here. So that okay, just now that okay, joined of this, so he is a very senior most person in the IT industry. He is basically the EA in that okay, the Atos. So of this, could you please just give that okay, some introduction about yourself?
Hi, everybody. So I'm Avdesh, and I'm having around 16 years of industry experience working as a senior expert in enterprise architecture area. And this designation is not like all company designation. It comes when a panelist evaluate you at the various level, 5 levels is there. Then they give you this designation. senior expert by the ethos expert community, we say it like that. So working as an architect, I can say it's around 12 years for me that I'm working as an architect. Sorry, yes, 10, 11 years now. Initially, I was working as a technical architect, and then right now I'm working as an enterprise architect this moment. So
So,
yes,
yeah, so of this, I have a one question to you. So, as this discussion is that, okay, if you hire or if you hire a technical architect, okay, within your team, so what the quality that, okay, the first five parameter you think that, okay, this five parameter must have kind of things within that candidate.
uh, so how it is like, to be an architect, you need to be very much logical, and analytical thinking should be there always. So when you are working as an architect, there is no solution is wrong. You can't say any solution wrong. But yes, when it goes solution by solution, that then you will find some solution is more performant, maybe maybe more performant, or maybe more better in compared to the other solution, when you say like this. So how it comes like, it comes like any moment when you are giving solution. So there is always a boundary. Your solution should always should be within a boundary line. So how, what is this boundary line? You need to understand that boundary line also. So there is some parameter that someone will say, I want this, and I have this, and I want like this something to happen. In that case, the all of these conditions are your boundary line, and within that you have to propose one solution. The solution should be very much logical and very much based on your analytical thinking. And then you have to defend your solution. You have to prove your solution to other, that how this solution is better. So certainly you have some logical thinking. You have some reasons behind that. You are proposing some solution to that. So this is the way that architecture comes out, and an architect give the solution, or architecture or design. When it comes to technology architecture, so see, we all know whatever you had read in language C, you have read it in language C++ and language in Java. And like that, this is always everywhere. Some variables, some way to define your variables, and constant, some way to define your methods, some way to pass your parameter to the methods, get output from the methods class, and all those things. So it is everywhere. There is, what is difference, your syntax of writing a statement in a language C, or maybe in C++, or in Java, or in other language may be differ, but that goes to developer, not to an architect basically. So when you are an architect, language is not a barrier. So you're thinking, and you're thinking on how, say it like, you are proposing one solution for a problem. So this solution will have, you can say the high level solution, then you can say that no, it's you can break that solution in a multiple small part, and then you have to break it maybe further. So how it goes, there is 5 concept that you should always keep in your mind when you are proposing one solution, and this get applies, means it get applied everywhere wherever you are providing solutions. Reusability, a fine grain piece of the code will increase your reusability, and durability of your solution. So if you are proposing your solution that is ad hoc, you should be very much careful. because ad hoc solution is not means it will impact your practicing architecture will get impacted if you will thinking on not thinking on the durability. So when you are proposing solution, you need to think about that how much it is flexible that it can get. Suppose tomorrow if anything is going to change, how much that changes is going to impact, it should be very much minimal when you are providing solutions. And then one most important things that comes is keeping all the parameter in your mind at a time when you are giving solution. It always happen, and most of the time it happen like when you are giving solutions, you have 4 parameters in your mind, but 5th parameter you missed out, and you give the solution, then you realize, I have told this solution, but this solution, if this parameter is there, it will impact. No. So how can be then your solution is the better solution in compared to other architect? Because there is no right, no wrong. Only thing is which one is better. So that is your point where you need to think. So
So here I will add one more thing that abstract way of the abstraction of the last 4 minutes of this discussion. So see the guys that first thing that just now again I will repeat it that first you have to you have to first consider that each and every functionality you have to capture, you have to think through. While you are designing that one component, you have to think through that that the other component, where is the impact, what are the communication, where is that the data is moving from the one component to other component, and then what the way. That's the one thing. The second is that it's a you have to understand that one more thing, that the solving knowledge. Okay, so when I recruit, I mean the candidate, when I interview the candidate, I think that the first parameter is that whether you are able to solve a particular problem or not. That the logical building, that the system, it's a designing. So that's the same thing that I'm just saying again and again, that there is no architecture is wrong, all architecture is good, but which one is the better, that is depends on that how, what are the component, what are the things you have considered into your architecture. And the second is that how the logically you can think through, and then you have designed and you kept that all those components, modules, the functionality within your solution. All right.
Are they this?
Yeah. So no, I have that other participants called just not joined that Gopi. So Gopi, do you have the anything?
Yeah,
So
thanks,
can you
thanks,
just
Rakesh. Thanks, everyone.
can you introduce yourself?
Okay. Okay, so I've been in the industry almost 2 decades. I've worked on entire networking gear, and last 10 years I've been working on the cloud gear and all. Okay, so I'm a multi-cloud platform architect. Okay, so whenever we talk about any architecture, being it entire stack or software, infra, or anything, everything resolves around business justification. Okay, what the customer wants. Okay, being it Java, being it any of the .NET or Golang, we are immaterial. We are not worried what base platform we are picking. We are not worried what is the database we are picking or virtualization or storage. The business requirement is the main motto. Why? Because if I'm doing solution for an enterprise architect on a ERP, that will not work in the manufacturing industry. The tools, the technologies used in manufacturing are not same in e-commerce and ERP. The mindset what we have should keep a change, and we have to digest as per the requirement. Okay, so any architect, we should think 95% we should think about what is the problem, and then within 5% you should think over, then you'll get the solution. So it's immaterial whether you're doing on microservices, whether it is monthly, when you're modernizing your application, you're modernizing a database. That's all I want to add.
So the one question that I'm getting from the audience, that question I'll ask to the Avdesh. So it is important to understand that the post-COVID-19 situation as well. This question is asked by the Ravi Dhawan. So if that the post-COVID situation, so what are the difference you feel that there are the regarding the technical architect interview preparation they should do?
See, even if it is COVID-19 or no COVID-19, for an architect, for a technical person, it doesn't matter that much. So when you are preparing for an interview of giving the technical architect's interview, especially when you are giving this interview, this moment, see, it's not expected the architect your interviewer will ask you how you are going to write that language particular functions and all those things. It will be always a scenario basis, and they will try to evaluate how you are thinking and how you are proposing solutions. So it will be like a case study based or situation based questions to you always.
So,
So if I will
yeah, please.
yeah.
So here I will add one more thing.
This
Yeah, Anil, just 1 second, please. So here I will add the one thing that, okay, while you are in the post-COVID situation where the most of the interview is happening that, okay, online and then the virtually. So here the one suggestion from the mind that you should that, okay, your answer should abstract and neat and clean. See that, okay, while you are while we take that, okay, interview the face to face, we read that, okay, the candidate facial expression, the way of the expressions, right? And then there the motto, maybe that, okay, he's saying something different, but, okay, their motto is something else, right? So that we can understand. But while we are doing that, okay, the online, all right, that, okay, virtual over the internet, then you should be abstract to that, okay, answer. You should incline toward your answer. See that, okay, a couple of things that, okay, let's have the one simple question. If I'll ask that, what are the design pattern, and then how you can use that. So most of the guys started that, okay, we know that, okay, the creational, structural, behavioral design pattern, then they have factory, singleton, blah, blah, blah. So no. So guys, please understand, no. So you can say that, okay, any design pattern is not suitable everywhere. So when we will start that, okay, the architect system design, then we will understand that, okay, the which design pattern will fit here based on the business scenarios. As the Gopi said, that the business scenario. So your design pattern should match with the business scenario. That's the first. The second is, so this way you can answer it. Then you give that, okay, one scenarios, that, okay, some case studies, right? The past experience. Okay, so when I was doing this, so something like that, okay, there is a employee. So we have that, okay, employee. So then there is a basically the part-time employee and then the full-time employee. What you are doing basically, you are doing that, okay, segregation, right? So from that you are inheriting. So while you are inheriting, so what the design pattern you will implement over there, and then why, right? So why part is already there, right? That, okay, inheritance type, right? So the composition, so where you use that, okay, composition design pattern. So in this COVID situation, that's the basically I can give that, okay, suggestion from the mind that you should incline toward the past work, and then you have to think that, okay, where you can fit that, okay, any design pattern. It's not like that, okay, you forcefully fit any design pattern some situation. No, the situation will call that, okay, which design pattern will suit over here, right? So yes, so Anil.
Yeah, I just I just wanted to know. There's just raised a point. Actually, the system should be so much scalable. So I just wanted to know, like, okay, if there is certain things like, okay, there are certain filters out there. Is there any filters which will look upon like how scalable your solution is? Like, as we know, like there are three types of design pattern. One is behavioral, creational, and structural. So definitely these design patterns may not fit in each other. So definitely in terms of scalability, are there any filters which we can, while designing part, the people will look upon, if you can give little insight towards it?
So can I answer it? See, that, Anil, most of the today's platforms, right? Okay, so any framework. See, all those the behavioral creational patterns, those are the 23 design patterns. Nowadays, it's already inbuilt into your framework. So whether you talk about that, okay, your Angular framework, whether you talk about that, okay, a Kotlin or Android or the iOS Swift, the most of the GOF, right, the Gang of 4, the design pattern, they propose those 23 design pattern, they are already inbuilt. So a good architect, right, a good architect will think that the beyond that GOF, Gang of 4 architect, I mean, that's already there. The only thing is that you have to understand that, okay, what is this and where it's a fit, right? And then
Yeah,
there is
fair enough.
scalability. There is no measurement. Okay, while I'm doing that architecture, at that moment you can't measure it. So scalability is that you can do the some sort of that, okay, random that, okay, just, okay, plug it out the sum of the component, then see, and then force that, okay, sum of the component, then see that, okay, whether that your system is still, okay, cooperating with that modules, right? So anything that, okay, obviously you can add on to that.
So can I add something?
Yes, Gopi, yes, please. Yes, Gopi, please.
Yeah. So whenever any architect is preparing for an interview, as what you added, it should be as per the domain wise, pick up a solution. Okay. When you talk about any farm or any organization, please talk the front end, back end, and middleware. So that if you connect those dots, then the person who is trying to assess also can understand about you in detail. And the other most important thing, across the globe, everybody are modernizing, everybody are application modernizing, everybody digitalization. So with this front end, back end, and middleware, you should know at which place what security features you have to put in. And if you add the modernization, your security features and your front end, back end, middle layer, it's all helpful for you to crack the things.
Yeah.
Because world is looking for this. All CIOs and CTOs are talking about modernization and digitalization.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, true. So now
Agree.
I'm moving to, yeah, so now I'm moving to the Purushottam. Okay, so he is into the, okay, EY, and then he's I mean that, okay, I saw that, okay, he's had like a lot of the people and within his team. So the Purushottam, in terms of the you, okay, what do you feel that, okay, what are the, okay, two things that the first two things or the three things you think that, okay, it should be with, okay, your candidate?
Yeah, I'm agree with Anil as you are saying that basic should be strong. Otherwise, how a candidate can understand the technicality of it. So basic is one. Second is the scalability, as I think Avdesh has mentioned that scalability must be the candidate must be knowing how scalable the architecture should be. And third is the goal. I mean, what type of solution he is going to make. If the candidate doesn't understand what type of solution he's going to make or what is the outcome of the solution, he cannot handle the technical solution, or he cannot be a technical architect. These are the three points I would like to mention, which is like almost common in every technical architect.
That the one question is coming to that, okay, that, okay, that as a question that, okay, panelists please switch on their cameras so that, okay, they can recognize their face, because they are the followers to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, please. So yes, I mean that, okay, I agreed on that. Completely I agreed on that. That, okay, yes, that, okay, fundamentals should be clear. Okay, then that, okay, you should design that, okay, things in that that, okay, the business asked, and then so now again I'm coming to that, okay, the guys that, okay, SSC guys, when they are preparing for some sort of I mean that, okay, architect, they are applying for the some sort of that, okay, associate architect or the technical architect. So guys, that, okay, a couple of things I'll add here that, okay, yes, the fundamentals should be clear. If you are applying for the, okay, some I mean that, okay, core competent companies, then please brush off your that, okay, algorithm. Okay, the basic concept of 100% is required. Data structure is also required. So when I mean that when I interviewed my candidate, I looked kind of that, okay, that, okay, that, okay, behavioral and the functional. Then that, okay, that the little bit into that, okay, the data structures, that is also mandatory. So this is the basic, the core and then the mandate part. Then the second is I'm coming that, okay, the designing part, whether it's a different thing whether you design that, okay, system or not. But if it is a kind of that, okay, you have participated or associated with your senior architect guys that, okay, who are designing that, okay, their system, and then you participate involved in that, that is also well and good. And that at least that, okay, your the observation that, okay, how your seniors design that system, that's the second thing. And the third most, while you are preparing for that, okay, your next level or arc kind of the interview, then the most thing is that your past project, how your seniors or how that, okay, arc is designed, and then solve that, okay, I mean that, okay, they provide that, okay, solution, that the system they how they given that, okay, the logical to that, okay, the in-depth, okay, that, okay, architectural design. So these three things is a mandatory that, okay, you have to have this part. And then also that, okay, depends on that, okay, when is your interview. So these three things that, okay, if you have within a week you have interview, prepare these three things. If you have, okay, time that, okay, for the 3 month, all right, then that, okay, your the preparation agenda will be the little different, right? So that I will come to that I'll explain you that, okay, how to I mean that, okay, prepare for that. So I have that, okay, from that, okay, Mac and then the infrastructure guys called, okay, Sumit. So Sumit, are you there? So if
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so the Sumit, so if
Hi everyone.
so when you recruit or when you take that interviews, right, so to your juniors, so what are the parameters you think, the generic parameters you think that, okay, that they must have?
Thanks Rakesh for giving me the opportunity to speak. First of all, let me introduce myself to everyone. So I'm audible to everyone now.
Yes, very much.
So yeah, so last 11 years I'm into IT industries and as a system administrator. So last 6 months I'm as a system architect on last 8 years I'm into the Mac administrator, and 6 years I'm architecting one of the company called IQVIA that is in the medical field. And this is my short introduction. And about that, the recruitment. So I am thinking only 3 things, not more than that. So one thing, the architect should have basic concept about about the subject or about the domain. Okay. And second thing, he should be analytical. Okay. And the third will be, he should know about that, the business requirement of the company actually, so that he can relate or he can correlate, the business requirement and his knowledge about the requirement actually. So these 3 things should be there at the company actually for the as a system architect.
Hey, yeah, thanks, Sunil. So the Nitin, can you come up with, like, something about from your end? Yes, Nitin.
Yeah, I'm listening to the guys over here, and basically my interest lies in another group that I'm running, which I call as Project Collaboration, where my objective is to basically mentor a few guys that I have sort of adopted and are going to be partner with me in due course of time in whatever endeavors that I'm taking. So I'm just trying to understand, because I'm not from an architecture background, so I'm just trying to understand more about it.
So could you please just give me some more information about your business, so that that, okay, others get that, okay, benefit out of that?
I run 3 groups mainly, and one of them is called Crowdfunded Initiative, where what we do is we support people who are either interested in the business or currently are running a business and passionate about it. So idea is to create synergies and help each other. So that is the objective of Crowdfunded Initiative. And I want to form a cooperative society where everybody contributes a small amount, and some people contribute in multiple of that amount, and other people work on those kind of things. So right now I have association with the 2 3 folks on a contractual basis, on an engagement basis, where we help people groom their resume and forward their resumes to the contact people, and have one. We also have bench staff, bench people marketing, wherein our people send their resumes to different people based on the candidate profile. So these are few of the activities that we are carrying out through our groups. So this is about the crowdfunded initiative. Then I have a core group where people who are really very close to me are part of it and help me strategize through my various engagements on WhatsApp. Then on in project collaboration, we have people who pay me on a regular basis a nominal amount, and I help them uh, fasten their career growth.
Okay, so okay, yeah, that's thanks, the Nitins. So basically, then probably that okay, we can also collaborate to each other. That okay, where the okay, people is looking forward for okay your help, and then obviously that okay, we are here to train them also. That okay, how to move to the next level. Yeah. Thanks, Nitin. So now the question to that Anil. The Anil. So you are into the testing almost 13 years. So what do you feel that okay? So as a testing that okay, SSC or the lead, where I have to focus. What is the basically the growing area? Obviously, that automation is growing area, but in the automation, what? So there is a plenty of the tools. So you have the test suites, you have the Selenium, you have a QTP. There's a plenty of that. So what you suggest that I'll go into that and then I'll build my career into. Yeah, over to Anil.
Um, uh, Rakesh, basically, so Rakesh, basically in testing prospects, if you see in the automation, right? So it is getting widely changing. Okay, so like now the AI had taken place in a couple of areas. Now people are talking about the automation tools which has a self-healing capacity. So there are tools. Okay, now the people are talking about the tools which are scriptless basically, so which does not require any language to be performed. So it's like the paradigm of automation is getting shifted. So I will always means whenever we'll see the people around like in automation, right? We'll see that okay, their basic concepts and all those things should be irrespective of the tools used, because the tools now most of the products or the vendors which are making the tools, right? The product based companies which are in the automation space, right? Okay, so they are making their tools very robust and cumbersome depending on the client needs. And now the client need is, as I said, right? Some of the client they already said, okay, no, we don't need any kind of a scripting. So there are tools which serves your purpose. Okay. Now there are certain tools like okay, which has a self healing mechanism. What does self healing mechanism means? It means, let's say you had created one UI. Now that UI, okay, suddenly the underlying DOM structure might change due to certain development activities which are parallelly running on that. Now, due to that development activity, your UI will change. There, the DOM structure might change, or the attributes of the property might change. So now the tools are so intelligent, okay, that even though that is keep on changing, okay, it will automatically recognize and get self-healed. So that in that space also the AI technology had helped a lot, and the people are making tools which are self, which are enabled with self-healing. So, so I was trying to say here, right? Okay, so these are the areas, basically, like the tools, had taken. You can tools has preceded over it, but there are certain areas, even the tools, they are not able to mitigate the issues. Like there are certain areas like they require some kind of coding, because these proprietary tools are it's not budgeted Okay, so that's where people were, going for, open source technologies.
So what are those tools?
So definitely,
Can you just counter the couple of?
so these tools, yeah, there are certain tools like, okay, in open source, I just said, okay, is one of them is like, okay, Selenium itself. Java is also one of them. So Selenium is built on top of, Java. Basically, it's a library which builds on Java. Again, there are certain tools called REST Assure, which is on the API side. Now, these are on the open source technologies, but when it comes to commercial tool, so there are tools like Test Complete. Okay, there are tools like Tosca. Okay, so Tosca is a Tricentis product, which is like, okay, scriptless products. So these products, if you see, right, okay, so these are driven by the business. Okay, these are not driven by, the one or two customers. These are driven by the business trend, which is following nowadays in the industry practices. So as the
Yes.
industry demands, they have, yeah.
Yeah, please, please. So okay, so I understand that okay, there is a plenty of the things that okay, where you have open source, where you have that okay, the company proposed the things like okay, either that okay, Selenium is the most grooming that okay tools. Then obviously that okay, you have that okay, I mean that okay, core Java or that okay, JavaScript that okay, you can be a good I mean that okay, automation tester, and then obviously Tosca and that okay, the test complete is there. So that next question too that okay of this. So the normally of this when we talk about that okay architect. So we have a lot of that okay that okay, the principle. We have a lot of that okay views. So sometimes that okay we talk about that clean architecture. Sometimes we called about okay that okay C4 or the L level okay N tier. There's plenty of that. So now that now the trends is going on like okay DDD domain driven that okay development architecture, right? So and then some few more. I hope that okay that the few more is there. So what do you think that okay where as a tech lead or the SSC that senior guys 7 8 years of guys okay where I can concentrate on that okay the where how to design. So when I'm thinking about how to design the system, what are the principle or architectural principle I can consider at the base level?
See, when we design solution, one of the most important point is, as an architect, is viewpoint. So even if you doing same thing that others are doing, but your viewpoint is very much important. That's what you define. Then you say how you are doing, proposing your solution. So the viewpoint, same solution from a different viewpoint get changed the meaning. So one, to answer of that question, how you're providing solution is you should focus on the viewpoint. If you change your viewpoint, your solution will be changed. So this is one. And second, you must try to identify the building block. Building block is something like you can understand that if you understand the building block, you can build anything of any size and it will fit everywhere. So this is second point that you should try to find out. Then the third one is once you need to identify what our business requirements are. So that is your boundary basically. So these 2-3 things is that you need to keep in mind. About the principles of the architecture, there are several principles. And few we have already discussed some time back. So it depends on how you are thinking on that part.
So basically, that
I would say that much
none of
only.
that okay, architecture is okay the limited with the domain, or none of that okay, architecture principle is limited to that okay, technology. So anytime or the any mean that okay, you can use any architectural principle, any design principle anywhere or the, any time. All right. So, okay, yeah, thanks for this. So now the question to the infra side to the Sumit, that okay, what do you feel that okay, you are the GMF architect, and then you are into the GMFs almost that okay, since 4 and 5 years. So what do you think that okay, if I want to decide my career toward that, so what do you think that okay, what is the basic the growing areas in that okay, the Mac or in that okay, that your field? Yeah, Sumit, over to Sumit.
Can you repeat the questions again, please?
Yeah, question is that okay, what is that okay, what is the I mean that okay, future of the your area? What are the okay, the new things, new frameworks, new technologies coming into the your area?
Yeah, that's good questions actually. So let me describe about the Mac OS. Actually, Mac OS is a flavor of Unix. As you guys all know about that, the Unix or Linux is a very secure way. It's a very good for the companies, and as well as it's very compatible to work any application as a if you are administrating anything. So Mac OS has a carrier actually, and I think you guys also got to news about that IBM is moving all the machines from Windows to Mac, all the management level guys actually.
Yes.
Who has all the company's IPs, that means the intellectual properties, means all the companies informations or the project information. So they always the companies are moving from Windows to Mac because of the security. It's it's the compatibilities. It's very easy to use actually if you are familiar to familiar to work on that. I know for a few weeks or few months it will take time to the new guy to learn about that, but it's a good thing actually to learn and for the companies.
Yeah, thanks, Sumit. So that okay, Gopi, as you are into the industries almost that okay, 2 decades. So I hope that okay, you I mean, they've gone through the lot of the okay, flip flop, all right, into industries. So what do you think that okay, I mean that okay, where that okay younger, okay, that okay the 5 to 10 years guys, where they can concentrate and then where they can I mean think through that okay, the future perspective into the from the your discipline or your domain area.
Okay. So we see the entire technology or the entire world is running faster than light. Okay, the invention from big organizations is at very rapid pace. So the main baseline for this is automation. So being it UI or RPA, the entire backend process, everybody are trying to do automation. But doing automation will not suffice, and having a security layer along with that is a lot of helpful. And what Sumit was saying, the reason that everybody are using Linux is because of all the cyber attacks which is happening across industries. Because last year and all, you see there very big major incidents happen for Twitter or for Honda or for automotive platform and for different organizations and all. So keeping AI, ops and automation. So these three things will helpful for any young person who want to come up. And it's not that once automation is placed, number of jobs will reduce. No, with AI, ML, number of jobs are going to be increased. Okay, being it the operation guy, being it the architecture guy, or being on the technology platform with AI, and because every tool which we are building for incident management or for any Jira or Jenkins, if you see Jenkins and the 2.0 and all, everybody are integrating AI with that. Every incident management, every monitoring, every management tool is integrating AI in that. So they're able to measure the KPIs, KRAs, and all. So this is all helpful for any young person. Keeping AI, ML into picture along with automation will help a lot. Because you moving to Linux, as what Sumit was saying, we can reduce the number of instances. Why? Because if you see now the major leader on the security management is one is CrowdStrike, and other guys are kind to come up. So these are the guys who are able to check the vulnerability at the system level, at the command control. So this is all they're trying to build on AI. Why? Because we need security to save our AI, and we need AI to build our security platforms.
Yes.
So these are four things I think if we concentrate everybody, it would be helpful.
Yeah, so here I can add one more thing. Here I can add more thing, that okay, the two things, especially into the development perspective and then the infrastructure perspective, that okay, the Python with that okay ML, because the Python is I mean the killer language. Okay, as I'm the Python guy, so it's not like that. So it's a basically the killer language, and then you can build anything, whatever you think through. Right, so either you can develop the mobile application, the web application, I mean that like ML solution or the AI solution, you can go through that like a Python with that like a use library supports with the use framework. That's the one. The second is that okay, but again that okay, still growth of the Python is a 21% with that like export, that a poll that okay, had happened in the last month. But in the post-COVID situation, there is another prominent area that okay, where that okay, the boom is market is booming. That is nothing but a cloud. So it could be that okay, AWS, it could be that okay, Azure, or it could be that okay, Google, whatever, anything. It's a cloud infra, because that okay, everyone is moving from that okay, they are that okay, physical location to that okay, the virtual. So that's why that okay, the lot of that okay, interest, and then the lot of the requirement in that areas as well. So that okay, other that okay, will schedule another discussion with that okay, some of the cloud architect in that okay, the subsequent the next week. So so that okay, we will discuss that okay, the bit more detailed information about that okay, the cloud solutions and all that okay, what kind of the interviews preparations is required and all together. So then the second is that okay, that in terms of the mobility sector. So that guys, that even the last week I posted that in the mobile, that okay, the mobile is getting down. So mobile is not getting down. Basically, the mobile is booming up with the three permanent areas. Where is the one is obviously that the data science, and then data science, ML, and the AI. Where the most of lot of the tech companies, they are building their SDK for the mobile, like the TensorFlow. They have just already released. They are the Android SDK. So basically, you can get the TensorFlow stuff that to on your mobile, on your fingertips. Then the second is that the BI tools. So a lot of the BI SDK is available for the mobile. So that is another I mean that booming area. And then other than that, the core mobility solution is that AR VR kind of solution that where that HoloLens that have you heard that the Microsoft launched it last year that HoloLens solution. So the AR VR is again that the booming areas into that into the
What was that? Sorry to interrupt you. What was that? The Microsoft what launched?
HoloLens. Okay, so that the HoloLens is nothing but a kind of the glass that where you feel that the sports in your within the your I mean that you stay at home, you can enjoy that the feel good factor kind of the things of your stadiums, right? So that basically nothing but
Means it works on AI, right?
Yes, it's work on the AI. So that reality augmented realities. So that's another the booming area. So because I am getting that lot of call that hey Rakesh, you are into that mobility industry is almost 10 plus years. So do you think that mobility is I mean that market is coming down? So no guys. So mobility that utility development is coming down, but that other booming area is there, right? So the one question that Anil, I am getting lot and a lot of time that is that the RPA is that I mean that that automation tools, something that I mean can as a tester I can go through that RPA. So even that I'm not a tester guys, but I learned from you guys that based on that I have given that my answer that yes, that RPA is kind of that automation or kind of that the testing flow, and it's a good for that the testing guys that they can go for the RPA, but as an expert from the testing. So what do you suggest that where that testing guys can opt for the RPA development or not? Yeah, Anil, over to you.
Thanks, Rakesh. It's a good question, Rakesh, basically. So, sorry. So, yes, definitely as an automation engineer, as I said, I started my conversation, right? And even Gopichand has suggested that technology is changing vastly. And they are changing in, automation part and AI part. These are the two areas where, and the third vertical is the security one. Okay, where the technology changing drastically, and if you see the architecture designs we are looking upon, right, we are looking upon these three areas itself, because these are the areas where we have to our the design patterns or about architecture should tightly coupled or coupled in such a way that okay, it should will be well versed with these three verticals. Basically how this was telling about like the pillars, right? The pillars of the uh, designing. So basically these are the pillars of the designing where you have to look upon, and definitely RPA is one of the pillars which is going to be going forward, will be like one of the dominating areas in the automation prospects.
Yeah,
So
killer to that.
UiPath
Okay.
is one of the two.
I used to
Yeah.
call that okay, that killer to that okay, automation or the testing areas. All right. Okay, RPs. Yeah, please.
Yeah. So yeah, so definitely like it is going to create a huge impact on the automation side. Yeah,
Yes.
but it is not like okay, it is going to subsidize. It is overlook other tools, because each and every tool has a different aspects. Okay, so the viewpoint, right? Okay, when you go for the designing, you have to look upon the viewpoint, which Avdesh had highlighted, right? Okay, so I'm just making on one level ahead with prospects of the testing side. So viewpoint is here also is important, because your tools, recommendation to the client always depend on your viewpoint. So to your to answer your questions, all the tools will not fit. Like everywhere you cannot go with the RPA solutions with UiPath. Okay, it's all your viewpoint. Okay, where and all we are using it. But definitely, yeah, people as a lot like the people are moving towards AI and ML. So definitely this RPA tools, and there are other tools like test automation IO is again the tools which is used in AI sides and the machine learning side, which has a self healing process. So these are the different tools which going forward will be like will be widely used. So definitely as a automation engineer, definitely they should look upon, or if they are
Yeah.
in the designing part, so definitely they should look upon these tools.
Yeah, thanks. So, I mean that okay, one question that okay, I will ask you the question because he's a little that okay, the more toward the psychological analyst also. So, that okay, Purushottam. So, when that a candidates comes to you, okay, for the interview, so how you judge that okay? So sometimes that okay, see, I accept that sometimes that okay, as an interviewer also, when then we ask that okay, some sort of the question, they might be that okay, we are not so clear about that okay, answer. So sometimes that okay, we measure that okay with that okay, psychological, behavioral, and then that okay, representation way. All right. So Purushottam, so did you encounter okay, such kind of the situation that okay, where I mean that okay, you feel that, and you just with that okay, the psychological behavior of the candidate, that is so important into that okay, interview as well. So what do you think that okay, how you judge that?
Yeah. So my expectation from the candidate is like how sound. I mean, is in his subject. Like if he is applying for technical architecture role, so he must be knowing that from like from the not only from the basic understanding part, but also what are the best practices available in the market. Also, am I audible? Yeah. So
Yes, yes.
also best practice, not only best practices, what are the different tools and technologies which is available in the market. Also, the way of thinking, like how a particular, I'm giving him a particular scenario and how he thinks on a particular scenario, and how the what will be the probable outcome of a particular scenario. That's what I wanted to look in a candidate. Also
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yeah.
understand like how creative the person is. Like if the person, yeah, how creative a person is. Like if he's giving a solution, he must be the solution must be unique, not just a copy paste of another solution. So what is his own idea about a particular solution? That's what I wanted to hear from the candidate.
Yes, that okay, approach to solve.
Yeah.
Okay, so update
Totally
same
understood.
question. The same question carry
Yeah.
you that okay, how you measure a candidate that okay, their sometimes that okay, we also measure that okay, attitude. We measure that okay, how I mean that okay, way of the I mean that okay, solving that okay, particular problem. Then that okay, how they relates that okay, solution with the questions, right? So then altogether that okay how you can basically judge a candidate. Okay, so looks like that okay
So basically, approach of solving a yeah.
yeah,
So
please.
basically, approach of solving a problem, that is very important.
Yes, true. So obviously that okay, approach is that okay, one of the key I mean that okay, areas that
Yes.
okay. So here that okay, I can give a couple of that okay, in the last minute a couple of suggestion to that okay, who is preparing for that. So obviously as I discussed, right, so the couple of the basic, the four pillars that okay, the data structure algorithm, the basic concept, and then the oops is a mandatory, guys, or whether you are applying for the okay zeroth level, or whether you are applying for the architect level or the CTO level or whatever, right? So that's there. The second is that okay, how I mean that okay, you understand the problems. So if that okay, you won't understand the problem, please ask to the interviewer, could you please explain it? So there is no harm to ask any question to the interviewer. That's the second thing. The third thing is that even though
Definitely not.
yes, so second third thing is that if you something that okay, you know that but you are not able to correlate it, then you can ask also to the interviewer, could you please little explain it? Okay, right, so that once they will explain it, so maybe that okay, you grasp, you can ask that okay, can you just give me the some short of that okay, use case scenarios that okay, where I can correlate with that okay, my past work, right? So that the other aspect is required. That the next other ultimate is that okay, how logically you can think a problem, and then you break down into that okay, the component, and then how that okay, every component you can design that okay, that the solution. See, so every time you design a solution, okay, that ask, don't jump back directly to that okay, that last point. Let's break it down one by one. There is, you are going for the architect, so there is no harm that actually will go by the 1 hours 2 hours of the discussion. So just as I mean that okay, the key points here, don't think that okay, there is an interviews going on, just okay, understand that there is a discussion, because you are also the 10-year guys, and then the interview is also the 10 15 20 years guys. So there is only the discussion, no interviews. So in that discussion I mean that okay, you normalized yourself that okay, yes, if that something is you, if it's not clear to you, ask, right? Explain that okay, steps by steps of process, then that okay, how you can correlate with your past work. Obviously that is again that the comment past work, and then the business scenarios,
Yeah.
how you chop it to your business into that okay, your account, and then you come to that okay, that the solution, right? So that's the basically
Yeah,
the
Yes,
Rakesh, I
Rakesh.
would like to mention more.
yeah, please.
Yeah, Rakesh, sorry to interrupt. I
Yeah,
would
please.
like to mention one most important thing that I mean, I've seen that few of the times candidate knows his job, right? He has all the knowledge of the world and he knows his job. But sometimes, presenting that knowledge, it is difficult to a candidate. He cannot present his knowledge in front of interviewer. So that is one of the thing that I have noticed in many candidates. He knows the thing, but he cannot explain. That is
Yeah,
the presentation is the most important thing, and interviewer
yeah,
cannot judge him. Yeah.
yeah,
So
so that's
my
why,
advice to a new candidate that he must prepare himself for the interview.
yeah, so that's why I say that, right? So don't jump to the final solution. If you jump to the final solution, maybe that okay, interview will ask you that okay, related question to, and then they blast you that okay, a lot of the question. So that's why you can just break it that okay, your I mean the question to that okay, small piece, right? If they ask that okay, the design pattern, you can define that okay, design pattern in that abstract way. Don't say that okay, there is a 23 design patterns, this that, no. So you can define that okay, what is the design pattern, and then how the design pattern is beneficial to that okay, the system, right? So don't go ahead with that okay, definition, right? The benefit, what the benefit. So any things that okay, you will write the one line as an arc, guys, I will ask you that okay, what is the benefit for that, right? So something like that, if you will design that okay, the tokenized with the authentication system, I will ask you that okay, why the token, what is the benefit over here, right? So if you will say that, okay, no, I will use that the cross platform. Let's talk about the mobility. If I use that, okay, the cross platform, I will ask the why the cross platform, why not the native? If you say that, okay, no, I will use the cross platform React Native, so I will ask that why the React Native, why not that, okay, Xamarin, why not that PhoneGap, why not the I mean that, okay, Flutters and so on. So that, okay, your decision or that your answer should match with the question. It should sync with the question every moment, and then you try to answer in such a way that there must not be any the open-ended question that, okay, I will use that, okay, cross platform. Boss, why you will use that? No, I will use the React Native. Why you use that React Native? What is the benefit? You can say something like that, or I can use the Angular, not the React JS. Why not that, okay, view, right? So your answer should be that, okay, concrete toward the business, that, okay, so your business objective is that, okay, the multi-threading with that, okay, the fast response, it's a one-way communication. Okay, so these scenarios, for these business scenarios, I can use that, okay, the React. No, there is an automated that, okay, the dashboard refreshment, and then that, okay, update, right, the live update. So probably it's a two-way communication. Probably you can say that I will use that, okay, Angular, not the React, right? So your answer always sync with the questions, right? So then probably you won't get that, okay, that rapid fire kind of the question from the, okay, interviewer. So hope that you guys you enjoyed. So we tried that, okay, to solve that, okay, most of the, okay, the question. So this is a continuous session. This is not a single session. So you go through that. Probably that, okay, we will schedule that, okay, the multiple discussion. So this is a generic. So probably in the next session we will come to only for the Java, then the only for the .NET, then the only for the, okay, cloud infrastructure and the so on. And then I'll ask you, I'll just, okay, give you that, okay, information about that, okay, this platform. So where we helps that, okay, that, okay, newborn, okay, architect who is I mean that, okay, moving toward the architect kind of the position, who's applying for that. And the second is that okay, arc, like, okay, that, okay, our panelists, they are moving to the, okay, next level, the C level. So there will be the session that, okay, how we, I mean that, as Arc, as solution architect or the enterprise architect, how we can promote ourselves to that C level, where we will invite the lot, I mean that some CXO guys that will give that, okay, there the view that, okay, how you can move to the, okay, C level. So I hope that, okay, you enjoy the session, and then the thanks to the panelist, and then probably we will come again in the next week with, okay, some different ideas.
Thanks.
Question, so you can just shoot that question to the comment section. Probably any of the, my I mean the panelist or I can answer that. Okay, thanks everybody, and thanks to the all the my panelists. Yeah, have a nice day.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank you,
Rakesh.
Rakesh.